We all have blind spots when it comes to our identity, beliefs, or situations we find ourselves in life. In not seeing them clearly or at all, we might miss something important or not see what else is possible. This reading will shine a light on your blind spot based on your current view, which may help you notice, decide, or learn something you weren't able to before. My readings tend to go where the inner work is required, which is not always comfortable, but always useful. So if you're ready to use your discernment and notice or shift something in your life, welcome in. Take a moment to settle in and choose your pile when you feel ready. Timestamps are in the description. A quick announcement for those who are interested in learning more about tarot, whether for your own personal practice or looking to get more information about tarot readings in general and what tarot is all about. I am hosting a very intimate gathering on Zoom in the month of August. If you are interested in learning more about that, sign up to my newsletter to be able to get information to join me. But for those who would like a close-up of the cards before they get into their reading today, let me do that right now. For Soul Path 1, we have Traveler. For Soul Path 2, we have the Medicine Guardian. And for Soul Path 3, we have the Magick Guardian. When you feel called and ready, head into the description, find the timestamp for your reading, and we will see you soon. For those who chose Traveler, move in a new direction. Welcome into your message today. So your blind spot may be about either a direction that you're contemplating, or there is a direction that you have not considered or see quite yet. So we will get more information about what this is. Sneaky person. And healthy choices. 42 and 41. So immediately there is a travel backwards here. Bottom of the deck, cleanse. Just for a little bit more information on what this is about in regards to your blind spot. There is someone here that you may need to limit your time with or completely remove yourself from or away from. So that could be the new direction that is required, because this woman is moving towards the healthy choices and away from whatever this sneaky person energy is. Now, this could be an aspect of yourself if you are not sensing that there is a person that you cannot trust in your life, or there's a person that doesn't have the same values or morals. This doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that you feel manipulated by or that is lying to you. That could be the case for some, but this could just be a person that you don't align with anymore. Somebody's morals or somebody's values are just out of step with yours. And there's something about trying to eliminate the summer noise. Sorry about that. But again, somebody in the background was coughing and coughing and coughing because they're outside smoking. So smoking could be very relevant for some, where, maybe you are the one sneaking around to have a cigarette or do something that may be something that you've promised yourself that you wouldn't do, but you're kind of sneaking around and not showing people that this is what you're doing. So again, I don't feel that it's something that you might be doing in a malicious way or you're trying to get away from something. It's just something that either you have shame around or that you are trying to keep private. So if that is an aspect of yourself, yeah, it could be a behavior that you're trying to quit that you've returned to. So it's coming back to those healthy choices, and what healthy choices that you may need to return to in order to move away from this energy. There's something here about cleansing something out of your life and moving in a new direction more permanently. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to completely eliminate this thing for good once and for all in this moment. This feels almost like temperance energy. So we will see if that comes out. But let's get a little more information about this for Soul Path 1 on their blind spot. King of Bugs in reverse. So this could be related to somebody that is causing instability or is leaning on you for a lot of resources. So this could be time, energy, money. There's a lot of codependence with this person as well. They seem to not be able to do things on their own or are leaning on you for some kind of support here. Yeah, it could also be in a business or in a career as well. What else? What is this healthy choice? It's too many. 8 of Shrooms. It's the 8 of Wands in the reverse. So yeah, this is about really trusting the information that you are receiving, that your intuitive knowing about this particular situation, and trust your instincts about moving in a direction. There could be some questions around stepping away from a situation or a person or even an aspect of self. It's about trusting that. And the Emperor, I thought that was the Temperance. I would have freaked out if it was. The Emperor in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So something might have control over you, but again, it may not be in a malicious way. This could just be something, this could be a vice that you've tried your whole life to get away from, or you've tried really hard to get away from and create a new habit. And this is just about returning to those healthy choices. It's not about the fact that you've stepped back into something. It's about how you recover from that, how long you stay in that, how you get support through that if need be. But something here, again, with the 8 of Shrooms, this 8 of Wands, it's like moving in a different direction rather than focusing on the vice or the situation and maybe trying to fix it and try to move it in a new direction. This is really letting go of control of that responsibility, of taking responsibility for other people's responsibility, and spending, I'm hearing, dumping your time into something that may not give you the benefits or the results or the outcome that you're looking for. So what are the healthier choices in this instance, and what direction or choices do you have to make in order to move yourself forward, or at least get a little more information within what direction you have to go next in order to support yourself. So again, something needs to be cleansed out so that you can step towards something that feels a little more aspirational. So that is what I have for you, my dear Soul Path 1. I'm going to leave it here. I'd love to know what this is for you. If you feel comfortable sharing in the comments, I'd love to know also what meaningful message you're taking away from today. And if you'd like to connect beyond this reading, join my newsletter. Signing up will give you access to my private community as well as my tarot and coaching calendar. Also in August, I am going to be opening the doors for something new for us to get together in a intimate conversation about a specific topic. So to find out more, sign up to that newsletter. The link is in the description. But if not, thank you again for stopping by today, and we'll see you soon. For those who chose the Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. Welcome into your message. So part of your blind spot may have to do with health or something that you're moving through in regards to your physical health, your mental health. There could be new information that is available to you, new perspective, a new opinion, a second opinion. There's also alternative medicine coming through here, but please seek out professional or medical assistance if you are moving through something that requires attention. And the other message I'm getting is finding medicine for the spiritual ailments, for the challenge and the difficulty, for the wounds that are coming up. And this is a little more intangible than the physical symptoms that you can potentially treat. But let's get a little more information about this blind spot. Reciprocity, give help, receive help. So this could be about both. Receiving help, maybe from a loyal friend, a wise, supportive person, which could also be this medicine guardian, whoever you associate that medicine guardian with, and pleasures, enjoy the fruits of life. So there could be a lot of worry around what this is in regards to. If it's not you specifically, then you could be worried about someone else's health and being a loyal friend to somebody who's moving through something. The important thing through this, whether you are a giver of care or a receiver of care, is to also focus on the pleasures of life as well, to not simply just see the illness or the things that you are moving through, as difficult as they might be. I feel like part of this journey for you is to really enjoy the things that you can enjoy with the limitations that you might be moving through right now, even if they are small. Spending time with loyal friends and being open to receiving information, receiving different perspectives on what you might be moving through, and even being able to offer or receive some kind of guidance or advice or opinion that you wouldn't usually consider. So I feel there's something alternative. There's a path that you've been on for a while, and I don't feel that this is a, I have to be careful about what I say here. I'm not going to say that because I cannot determine whether or not it is or it isn't, especially when it comes to health. You will have to work through that with your caring medical professional. But yeah, be open to other modalities, other perspectives, other opinions. There's just an openness and an openness to also enjoy life as well. So let's get more information on this reciprocity. And you have two. The Three of Shrooms is the Three of Wands in the reverse. And the Four of Lily Pads is the Four of Cups in reverse. So there's a lot of frustration here that I'm picking up on. And I feel like the frustration is going to lead you to something that could be a little more, again, I just get some kind of redirection here because this 3 is in reverse. You have a 3 here and a 4, which is that next step after 3. So the frustration is leading you to a space that might offer more opportunities or better results. I don't want to say outcome because the outcome I feel is going to be different for everyone. But giving yourself time to rest, I feel, is going to be really important. You might be somebody that is quite active, and that could be where the frustration is coming in, is that you want to be active, but you can't be active in the way that you once were. Maybe you can't enjoy your hobbies and the things that you did find pleasure in. So there's a frustration, but I feel this, it's almost redirecting you to new pleasures, new things that you can find pleasure in, or creative ways in which you can receive pleasure still and enjoy the things that you enjoy just in a different way. So that could be something there. What is this loyal friend? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. So I feel like there could be a loyal friend. This could be a family member as well that is around you that could potentially provide really strong support in times of change. Now, again, this is something that you might also have to seek out in a medical professional or even a community where you can find support. And the Eight of Bugs is the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here. And to me, what is possible is slowing things down first and foremost as part of this journey. And if you are somebody that is ambitious, slowing down might be a challenge for you, but that could be the blind spot. And where you're missing something is in the slowing down, the pouring over of details, taking your time looking at the details, and practicing something here. So this almost feels like a new habit. This almost feels like doing something different, because that is what is happening here, is that there's maybe a shift in direction, a shift in fortune, or just a change that you're moving through that requires you to show up in a different way. So what are the ways in this moment that you can show up differently than you have in the past? So using this example of always being somebody who was the giver, who never accepted help, who was always achieving, who was always there for other people. Now this feels like the wheel has turned and it's your turn to receive. It's your turn to enjoy the fruits of whatever labor that you've put in here. You know, both of these are reflecting very similar energies where you've put in some time, you've put in some energy, you've been patient in this process, and it's really about enjoying the fruit of that labor, but also continuing to practice and show up for the things that are important to you. So I'd love to know what this is. If you wouldn't mind sharing in the comments, I would love to hear what journey you're on here and how this resonated. But for now, I'm going to leave it here. And if you also wanted to share what meaningful message you're taking away today, I'd love to hear that. But if you'd like to connect beyond this reading, consider joining my newsletter. Signing up will give you access to my private community as well as my tarot and coaching calendar. Additionally, in August, I am opening the door for an intimate gathering for those who would like to connect with me and other like-minded individuals in a very small way. And this will be a safe space where we can discuss a specific topic. And if you like tarot, you're probably going to like this first gathering. So sign up to my newsletter. The link is in the description. And if not, that's cool too. Thanks for stopping by today, and we'll see you soon. For those who chose Magick Guardian, unlock the magic within. Welcome into your message. I feel you are not seeing your magic. I feel like maybe your magic feels out of reach for you. But I feel the reason why that might be is that magic is so normal for you that it seemingly doesn't exist, because everything that happens to you, it's like the magic happens to you so much that you almost take it for granted, but not in like a negative way. It's just you can't see it. But also you could not be able to see your gifts, your talents, your abilities, and maybe you think they are smaller than they actually are. So you're only seeing a fraction of your magic, your gifts, your talents, your skills. What is this about? Success. So where are you not giving yourself credit for the successes? And it could be this obstacle. Maybe there is an obstacle or a block to seeing your successes and how much you've achieved, how much you've been able to create, craft. And again, I feel you're minimizing a lot of what you have achieved in your life. Or maybe within a specific situation, you might not see it as magic, but maybe other people do, because they can't do what you do in the way that you do it, or in the time frame that you've done it. You've really climbed to some kind of peak here. And you don't realize how much work or effort that was required in order for you to get there. I feel this is much a spiritual journey as it has been energetic, financial, or environmental. It could be on multiple levels or in one specific area. Information. So part of that could be really collecting information about this. If this isn't something that you're seeing, this could be something to sit down with and collect information about all of the things that you've gone through, all of the obstacles that you have overcome, and really sitting with them and acknowledging how difficult and how wonderful it's been that you've been able to overcome it, not because you're being celebrated by it or given a reward for it or making a lot of money from it necessarily, although that could be the case. But what are the more mundane things, and how can you turn those mundane successes into magic, seeing them as magic? That's almost what I'm getting here is, for some reason, paying a bill or paying off a debt. That might have been a really big achievement that maybe took a long time, and you don't see that as magic, but you paid it off. You overcame, and that's kind of a big deal. So give yourself credit is the biggest message that I'm getting here, but let's see what else. What is the success? High Priestess says your inner knowing. This is success in following your intuition, in the secret knowledge that you are gaining through achieving, through overcoming obstacles. Yeah, this is the acquirement of knowledge and an abundance of knowledge, of carrying secrets, magical secrets that you can use for yourself moving forward. And what is the obstacle? The Four of Shrooms, which is the Four of Wands. Yeah. So what I'm gathering from this is that there was a lot of upheaval within some kind of foundation within your life. This could be a relationship, a home, but also spiritual foundations. And you may have seen this as a failure, this upheaval or this feeling of uprootedness. For example, closing a business or having to downsize your home to be able to afford to live, right? And that might feel like a really massive obstacle to overcome. And you might not be seeing that as success, but you did what you needed to do based on what information you had. You followed an instinct, you followed an intuition, and that should be celebrated as success because you didn't go down with the ship. You adapted, you moved, you worked your magic in whatever way you could. And the Empress, I was actually getting that feeling from this High Priestess too, because they are just sitting in their garden, enjoying themselves, enjoying the trust in their own inner knowing, enjoying divine timing. And when I say enjoying, it's not, sitting back and pretending everything's okay. This is just taking the moments to appreciate and care for yourself through the obstacles. And maybe that alone of caring for yourself when you're moving through challenges is success. Sleeping well, eating well, still getting out to exercise, spending time in nature, whatever you deem to be healthy choices or taking care of yourself, listening to your inner guide, your inner wisdom. That is success. It is not in the big things that you overcome and gain in your life. What are the smaller things that feel mundane, but are in essence quite magical? And when you start to, I was going to say attach, but really bring attention to these smaller things and seeing those as success, there's something about the pressure being relieved the stress being relieved and you really enjoying more of those magical moments in your day, in your week, in your month. So I feel like the blind spot is your key. It's almost like the polar opposite of this obstacle. And leaning into that polarity a little bit more will relieve some of the heaviness that these obstacles have maybe put upon you over the last little bit. It's all about finding that balance and may unlock something within you. But also, one last thing before I leave it, learning to do this might be a bit of a curve for you, a bit of a learning curve, if you will, if you're not used to seeing things in this way. And this is what the blind spot is all about, is seeing things in a new way, maybe doing things in a new way. So staying open to that so that you can unlock maybe new information, new perspectives, and new magic and success through that. So I'm going to leave it here, my dear soul path 3. I would love to know what this is about for you and how you're resonating with this message and what meaningful message you're taking away from this reading today. And if you'd like to connect beyond this reading, join my newsletter. Signing up will give you access to my private community as well as my tarot and coaching calendar. In August, I will also be opening the doors to a private gathering with a very small number of people. And if you like tarot, if you like tarot readings, then this one might be for you. So link is in the description to sign up. But for now, and if that's not for you, that's cool too. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.